Oh, I'll be honest. It's definitely the economy. I hardly care about the environment because as a people, we make sure it's fine by itself. We are going down almost like a lunatic asylum route of this green agenda and this net zero. And almost everybody I know really don't care about it.
Christopher, same to you. Do you care more about the economy or the environment?
Well, when it comes down to it, the economy, and most people do when it comes down to it. Support for the net zero agenda is kind of broad but very shallow. As soon as people realise what it actually means to them personally, they're in favour of other people taking public transport, other people making sacrifices. But when it comes down to them personally, unless they're very affluent, they're not prepared to make that sacrifice. And I think that's always been a problem. It doesn't matter whether it's the most important thing in the world for Britain to go to net zero. It's not politically feasible. It never has been. I've been saying this for some time. You in a democracy, you cannot do it. And the dictatorships have no real interest in doing it. In fact, the very few countries outside Britain have any real interest in doing it. And it doesn't make any difference if we do it, if nobody else does.
Christopher, why do you think the world's politicians allowed themselves to get held to ransom by a dumpy Swedish teenager?
Well, they like the idea of it. And look, let's be fair here. I mean, the science overwhelmingly does say that something needs to be done about this in a fairly short space of time. But I just fear it's the kind of, if the problem is as big as we're being told, I don't see any solution to it in terms of cutting climate change emissions. Apart from anything else, the world's population is just rising so incredibly rapidly, and the world's population, generally speaking, is getting richer, is going to use more stuff and ultimately use more energy. So I just don't think it's possible. I think we have to try and adapt to it rather than stop it.
Nick, you obviously work at a charity. You founded a charity, of course. And are you concerned, then, that actually there might be the possibility of some kind of rebellion if everyone starts going skint?
Oh, absolutely. I'm beginning to have a feeling like I did at the beginning of the 80s when Margaret Thatcher was trying to remould the economy. Some people say destroy the economy. The feeling I have at the moment is people have had enough. And once you start, and people could put up with a lot if they've still got money in the pocket, but everybody I know at the moment is scared. We've had 2 years of being fed a diet of fear because of COVID. And now we're being told our energy is increasing, our food's increasing. And even though it's not even hit us really yet, we may think it has, but it hasn't. People are terrified. And if this carries on and the government doesn't get a grip, that's why I think the government will get a grip. I think taxes will come down. I think the government will spend money on this, even if we have to go into more debt, because they don't want social disturbances across the country, especially in our cities.